Well, good morning. 10:48 down here. What's that make it up there? 11:48. So it's still morning. I made it. Hey, big day of big football weekend. A lot of college upsets. The pros, which is more my speed, is I'm sorry. As the Cowboys won a game they shouldn't have won. They got outplayed most of the game. They played when they had to play, and I don't particularly enjoy games like that. But anyhow, I didn't see the end of the game because it was very, very late. They had a big rain delay, which I think an hour and a half, which made the game very late. So I wasn't prepared for that. So I had to get up this morning. The Bengals Ravens was a good game. The Commanders are playing outrageous football. Don't know where they got that from. The old Washington Redskins. They haven't been good in years, and all of a sudden they're very, very good. Contender, I would say. But that's football. Now let's see what's going on with the Trumpers here. Oh, Truth Social users are complaining that they're getting scammed for some as much as $100,000 from scams that are running on that website, which doesn't surprise me because Trump's out there hustling his cards and his watches and his Bitcoin thing going on and all this other garbage that he's got going because he's broke. So he has to hustle for cash. And I don't know whether he's selling a lot of this stuff or not, but anybody who thinks that they're supporting the Republican Party by buying any of this stuff is absolutely wrong. That money goes into Trump's pocket. That's his personal little scam he's running like that, And that's what you have to expect when he becomes president, only on a much bigger scale. And I've warned people about this in the past, and nobody seems to pay much attention to that. Oh, it's a Donald Trump thing, man. That's going to be a collector's item. Yeah, well, so is Al Capone stuff. It's collector stuff, but I'm not sure I want that in my house, unless it's gold bars. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's moving along now. Oh, there's I forget the number of cities. I think it was 13. I could be wrong about that number. You can fact check me if you want, but it's a bunch of cities that are complaining that Trump isn't paying the bills for his protection services and everything that the city donates, that the city has to put up for him when he comes into town. He thinks it's his right to just, that they should be honored that he's there and he's not going to pay the bills. So I don't know what's going to happen with that if he loses. I think those towns are going to be out a lot of money because he doesn't have any money that you can find that you can touch. Okay, there's money out there, but it's really, really well hidden, and his value is on paper. He owes everybody money. Everybody's got liens. You'd have to satisfy all the liens at least 3 liens against the Trump Hotel before you could get to do. I don't know about the golf courses yet. I've heard that Bedminster wasn't doing so well, and that Mar-a-Lago is in trouble as well. Okay, so he charges the federal government to stay in his hotels and everything too. His people. So he gives the Secret Service rooms in the Trump Towers in Washington D.C. or whatever it's called, and they have to pay. They have to pay for it, and they get overbilled for everything. That's he's a thief. He's a con artist. He's a thief. Nobody believes it. Nobody wants to believe it. They think he's a good man. He's the worst possible human being on the planet. Okay, and like Bruce Springsteen said, He is the most dangerous presidential candidate in my lifetime. So you guys go where you want to go with that. Here's a cute little story. It seems like Trump is showing up at these rally cities and whatnot, and he's accompanied by flies. Now, it said it's happened at 3 or 4 cities. So I gotta say something, you know. I don't think he's changing his underwear enough, or that diaper he supposedly wears, you know. And he's still shitting himself, probably. Listen, I have some similar problems, you know, but I don't go around shitting myself in public, and I don't go around walking around smelling like shit in public, you know what I mean? So, it comes with age, but you gotta understand it, and you gotta take care of yourself, you know? And he has a better chance to do it than I do. I mean, I go out walking with my dog, and if I fart and it comes out poop, I'm like, you know, half a mile from my house with a dog, and I got to cross highway and everything to get home. So I do a lot of hiding, and then when I get home, I have to walk into a building, and I make sure nobody's around when I walk into that building. And if I have to, I'll walk up the stairs instead of taking the elevator, because I don't want to embarrass myself, and I don't want anybody to have to deal with me. You know, my wife doesn't want to deal with me. She doesn't want to deal with me for a lot of reasons, but that's only a small one, you know. I read an article that Kamala's not getting a lot of mention in the newspaper. She's not getting a lot of publicity. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, she goes around talking about boring issues. She doesn't go out and have rallies where she gets shot at or anything like that, you know. It's business, you know, and business is boring. Plain old politics, you know, talking about issues is boring shit. As far as most people are concerned. Most people look at rallies as some sort of entertainment feature, you know. And then you have Trump going out bringing Elon Musk on stage, and he's dancing around. He's not crazy. He's just, you know, he's a king wannabe. He doesn't want to be He doesn't want to be a servant of Trump. He wants to be a king. World domination is Musk's idea, much more than I think it is Trump's idea. Trump will work in that direction only now, remember this, if it serves some self-serving purpose. And being leader of the world is not a real easy job. You actually have to do some work, and that's something that I don't think Donald's prepared for, and I don't think the people around him are prepared for that either. They're a bunch of lazy assholes that leech off of him, you know, and whoever they can get to give him money, they leech that too. That's just, you know, it might be speculation on my part, but I doubt it, you know. All politicians leech off their candidates, you know. That's why they're standing next to them. They want to get put in positions of power, you know. Kennedy wants that. The Kennedy, Bobby's son, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a person like that. He went to Kamala, and Kamala wanted nothing to do with him because his views were so radical. He was so opposite everything in the Democratic Party that she didn't want anything part of him. The Democratic Party wanted nothing of him. That's why he ran as an independent. Now, would he have stolen votes from Kamala? No. Will he take votes from Trump? Or would he have taken votes from Trump? Quite possibly. You know, the undecided vote that might have gone in his direction. But there's not a third-party candidate there right now. So it's October. You have Kamala leading. I don't think she's leading. I don't believe polls. I think polls are the worst thing they can possibly do. You know, they give people tend to relax. Oh, we don't have to. Oh, listen, I got a headache today. I don't have to vote. You know, you get a couple 100,000 people doing that. You know, you have a problem. You have a low voter turnout, and that's not what you need right now. You need everybody to vote. Okay? And Trump should be pushing for that too, because he needs every one of his losers' friends to get up and vote. And his people instead are the type of people that if they think he's really losing, they won't go out and vote. A lot of them. Just like Kamala's got, the Democrats have people that if they think they're winning, they're not going to go out and bother and vote because why? I don't have to. You know, I've seen that in local elections. I saw it where I lived in Parsippany, New Jersey. I saw local elections go that way. You know, there, when you're talking about a local election, your vote counts. Really does count. They can lose. A candidate can lose by one vote. That sounds crazy. I mean, it'll take them 6 months to prove it, but they can lose by one vote. Because it's all popular vote. It's got nothing to do with anything else. You know, there's no electoral college or committees that have to approve this guy. You know, the person's elected and that's it. You know, I don't want this election to end up in the courts because the Supreme Court's going to vote for Trump, and that's going to cause the country to fracture even more. You know? I think this below the surface, I think this country's always been fractured. You know, with black and white problems. You know, I run into a lot of people either because their parents were this way or they're actually uneducated to a certain degree in world politics and whatnot, that turn around and blame everything on somebody else. You know, when I was growing up, everything was blamed on the blacks. They're taking white people's jobs. Look, that's like women. You know, for a long time, women couldn't get equal pay, and I always said this: if you can do the job, you deserve to pay. If you're better than me, you deserve the job. Okay? If I can't produce more than you need to get out. All right? Of course, I had a little problem with that in the restaurant industry because one of the bartenders was female and she was doing the district manager until they got caught. And they both lost their jobs. And he lost his marriage as well. But that's, you know, that's what goes on in the world. I have found, I have met women that are far smarter than I am about certain things. I've met women that are much more artistic than I am. I haven't met any women, to be quite honest, female authors. For one thing, I only read Agatha. You know, the biggest female author I ever read was Agatha Christie. You know, and you read that stuff, and yeah, fine, but she's dead. You know, or whatever. She's not any place I can get a hold of her. The same with Anne Rice and some of the others that I've read. You know, but I think they're far superior to men. The type of stories they write surprise me. You know, they're basically something you would think the masculine gender would write. Look at Frankenstein. And the problem when you read Frankenstein is you have to understand that eventually you'll realize that's a love story. You know, and that's why a woman wrote it, and wrote it so well. Or maybe not, she's just a talented author, but I mean, that's a reason. I don't know, I'm saying it all wrong, but anyhow, that's a great book. It was written by a woman. I love that book. I've read it about 10 times. Right? One of the articles that I was talking about where, you know, Kamala's not out there that much. They don't talk about her. They don't. You know, you don't hear that much about her. Is that, you know, it's because she's not doing a lot of things, and I think she's going to have to this week or so. And that's not name calling it. She has to do. She has to find a way to take the information that she wants to give people and express it in a more interesting way. Get people up on their feet cheering. You know. not the paid people that are there, not the political hacks that are at the convention and there that they feel obligated to cheer because they're there for free and they're getting booze for nothing or whatever. No, you need to have the people that are in the audience just to see what the hell she's all about. Get them up and cheering so there's more people at the next one. Because let me tell you something, that kind of advertisement travels. You may not think so, but it does. All right, I have some other topics this week I want to talk about, but that's later on. See how quiet it is or how noisy it gets. Anyhow, that's it for Tiff. That's it for a Monday morning. You go find my 3 for 3 blues. It's Big Mama Thornton Day today, so you take it easy. See you later.